Welcome back to Learn English Naturally. Ready to travel the world? Well, today we're going to help you book flights and travel packages like a pro using English.
That's right. It's all about clear, effective communication. We'll delve into those tricky situations you might find yourself in.
This deep dive is like your travel English toolkit. We'll equip you with the vocabulary, phrases, and insider tips to navigate the world of travel with ease.
From booking flights to finding those perfect accommodations, we've got you covered.
And of course, we'll make sure you pronounce everything correctly.
Can't forget that.
All right, let's start with the basics, those essential vocab words, the building blocks of travel English.
You know, words like flight, round trip, destination, and accommodation. You gotta know these.
Yeah, they're crucial. It's like, imagine trying to build a house without knowing what a hammer or a nail is.
Exactly. Understanding these terms makes sure you grasp what's being said and can ask the right questions.
Right. Like if you want a round-trip ticket, you'll know that includes both your outbound and return flights.
And knowing the difference between a destination and an attraction, that can prevent some serious confusion when planning your itinerary.
You wouldn't want to book a flight to the wrong airport just because you mixed up those words.
Oh, for sure. Speaking of booking flights, let's move on to some phrases that will make you sound like a seasoned traveler.
I like it. It's all about that confidence.
Yeah, so instead of just saying, I want to go to Paris, how about, I'd like to book a flight to Paris for next month?
Yeah, giving a specific time frame like next month helps a lot. Gives the travel agent a clearer idea right away.
Right. And don't forget those all-important follow-up questions. Asking about direct flights versus flights with layovers, that can save you a ton of time and hassle.
A direct flight takes you straight to your destination, no stops. A layover means you'll have a connecting flight at another airport.
It's good to know that difference so you can make those informed decisions based on your time, your preferences, all of that.
So what if you're not sure about, the best time to travel or need some expert advice?
That's where you could say something like, what are the peak seasons for travel to Italy? Or maybe, do you have any recommendations for destinations that are a bit less crowded?
You're not just booking a trip, you're getting advice from someone who knows what they're talking about.
It's like having a personal travel consultant right there at your fingertips.
Awesome. Okay, we talked about flights, but what about those travel packages? The ones that bundle everything together.
Those can be fantastic, super convenient, and usually a great value, too.
To explore those options, you could say, do you offer any all-inclusive packages to the Caribbean?
An all-inclusive package usually covers flights, accommodations, meals, sometimes even activities or excursions.
It's like a one-stop shop for your entire vacation.
It is. And to be sure of what's included, you might ask, what exactly is included in this all-inclusive package? Or are there any additional costs I should know about?
That's a good point. Knowing what's covered up front prevents those surprise costs, helps you budget better.
Definitely. Now, let's talk about finding a place to stay, those all-important accommodations.
Finding the perfect hotel can really make or break your trip.
Absolutely. When you're booking a hotel, you got to think about your priorities. Location, budget, amenities. What's important to you?
So you could ask, do you have any hotels near the city center with free Wi-Fi? Or maybe, are there any family-friendly hotels with swimming pools?
By being specific, you make the travel agent's job easier. They can narrow down those options and find the best fit for you.
It's all about clear communication, right?
That's it. All right, let's hear how some of these phrases might sound in real conversations.
I'm ready to step into a real travel agency and eavesdrop a bit.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so let's step into that bustling travel agency and imagine we're a fly on the wall, listening in.
I love that idea. Getting a behind-the-scenes look at real travel booking conversations.
Right. Okay, first scenario. We've got a traveler who's just dying to explore London. Those historic streets,
Okay, so picture this. The traveler walks up to the counter and says, "Hello, I'm interested in a trip to London next spring. What can you tell me?"
Notice how they didn't just blurt out, I want to go to London, right? They expressed interest, started a conversation.
That's a good point. It's much more inviting. Lets the travel agent really share their expertise.
Exactly. So the travel agent might respond with something like, wonderful, London is amazing. Do you have any dates in mind or any specific travel preferences?
Then the traveler can say, I'm pretty flexible with dates, but sometime in April or May would be ideal.
Being open to suggestions like that really helps. The travel agent can show them all sorts of options, really tailor the trip to their needs.
It becomes a real collaboration then, working together to make that perfect itinerary.
I like that. Collaboration is key. Okay, let's switch gears. Let's imagine a traveler who's craving a relaxing beach vacation. No stress, just pure bliss.
I can picture it now. They walk in and say, I'm just dreaming of a beautiful beach, total relaxation. Do you have any recommendations for all-inclusive resorts?
And the travel agent, always ready to help, says, absolutely, we have some incredible all-inclusive resorts in the Caribbean, Mexico. Do you have any preferences? Certain destinations maybe, or specific activities?
It's so nice that they ask about preferences. It really shows they care about creating that personalized experience.
It does. And the traveler might say, I'm open to suggestions, but I'd love a resort with those crystal clear waters and lots of opportunities for snorkeling.
By telling them their interest, they're giving those valuable clues. Helps the travel agent narrow down the options and suggest the perfect place.
Okay, last scenario. This time our traveler is a bit more adventurous. They want to go off the beaten path, experience something unique.
Ooh, I like that. Beyond the typical tourist traps.
Exactly. So they walk up and say, I'm looking for a travel experience that's, well, authentic, culturally immersive. Do you have any suggestions for destinations that are, a bit less touristy?
So they're looking for more than just the usual sightseeing tours and crowded attractions.
They want to really experience the culture. And the travel agent might say, of course, we have some wonderful options for travelers like you. Have you ever considered Vietnam? Or maybe Portugal? Peru, perhaps.
Those are all amazing destinations for sure. Rich culture, beautiful landscapes, and those unique travel experiences.
Yeah. And then the traveler might say, I'm really fascinated by ancient history. I'd love to explore historical sites and, if possible, really interact with local communities.
Giving those specific details is so important. It allows the travel agent to create an itinerary that truly aligns with their passions.
It really does. These little dialogues show just how powerful clear communication can be when you're booking travel.
It's not just about memorizing a bunch of phrases. It's about having a conversation, expressing what you need, being open to those suggestions.
I think that's a great takeaway. Okay, let's move beyond the basics of booking. I've got some strategic tips that can really boost your travel English skills.
Ooh, strategic tips. I love it. What are your secrets? All right, lay it on me. What strategic tips will turn me into a travel English expert?
One important thing is mastering polite assertiveness.
Polite assertiveness. That seems tricky.
It can be. It's about saying what you need and prefer, but still being respectful and courteous.
So not demanding, but not a pushover either.
Exactly. Like, imagine your flight gets delayed. Instead of just accepting it, you could ask about other flights. Politely, you could say, excuse me, my flight has been delayed. Could I possibly be put on another flight? Or is there any compensation for this inconvenience?
Right, so you're speaking up, but in a respectful way. Much better than just getting stressed out and doing nothing.
Way better. Another tip is to be ready for those unexpected travel hiccups. Things rarely go perfectly, so have some phrases ready for common issues.
Like what kind of issues? Give me an example.
Oh, let's say your luggage is lost. Instead of panicking, you could go to the airline staff and say, excuse me, I think my luggage might be lost. Could you help me find it?
Makes sense. Much calmer than running around like crazy in baggage claim.
Definitely. And if you run into language barriers, don't worry. Use gestures, visuals, or even those translation apps. They can be lifesavers.
Technology is awesome like that, bridging those gaps.
It really is. All right, ready for a money-saving tip?
Ooh, I love saving money. Tell me more.
Let's talk negotiating prices.
Yes. Everyone loves a good bargain. How can I negotiate in English like a pro?
Well, research typical prices before you go so you have a baseline. Then when you're asking about costs, try phrases like, is there any flexibility with the price? Or would you consider offering a discount?
Direct, but still polite. I like it.
It's all about finding that balance. And hey, remember, haggling is pretty common in many cultures, so don't be afraid to give it a shot.
Wow, I'm feeling so much more confident already. Just a few phrases and strategies can make such a difference.
Absolutely. The more you use your English in real situations, the more fluent and confident you'll become.
For sure. Practice makes perfect, right?
Exactly. Okay, before we wrap up, let's quickly recap everything we talked about today.
We started with those key vocabulary words. Flight, round trip, destination, and accommodation. The essentials.
We covered a bunch of helpful phrases for booking flights, asking about travel packages, and of course, finding that perfect place to stay.
And we didn't forget those strategic tips, being politely assertive, being prepared for the unexpected, even negotiating prices.
Learning a language is a journey, right? Keep practicing those phrases, try them out in different scenarios, and most importantly, have fun with it.
Yes, enjoy the journey. And if you're ready to keep expanding your travel English vocabulary, don't forget to subscribe to Learn English Naturally. We'll be back with another deep dive soon, exploring even more fascinating aspects of the English language. Until next time, happy travels.